I'll tell you. That is, thank you. Thank you. That's very nice. That's a lot more than I expected, as the Playboy photographer said to Carol Wayne. Yeah, Carol Wayne is with us. We're going to do a tea time movie tonight for you and the Mighty Carson Art Players. And did you see Miss Wayne in this month's Playboy? Good heavens. She's been on this show for years, and there's Carol. Staples weren't enough. They had to use rivets. Oh, you're in a good... This crowd is wired tonight. I tell you. And I'm not kidding. You don't laugh. We send 100 volts right through your seat. You are wired. You make up for last night. We had a undistinguished crowd last night.
How undistinguished were they?
Wow. Come down here.
Well...
What a meeting.
Got Dr. Bergen Evans in the audience. Well, let me put it this way. After the monologue, little old lady came up to me. Sweet little old lady. And she says, they love you. Or I love you, she says. That's what she said.
Yeah.
It's important for the joke.
She was old, wasn't she?
She was old. She didn't know what she was saying. She said, I love you, but they don't. And I said, who's they? And she said, Smith & Wesson. You see, if you don't get the straight line out, the joke goes right down the tubes. Doc is obviously off tonight, right?
Yes, he is.
Where'd he go, Tom? Do you know?
He's conducting the Detroit Symphony.
Wow.
I thought he was the conductor of the Phoenix Pops Orchestra.
Well, he has to keep moving.
Anyway, filling in tonight for Doc, of course, is Mr. Tommy Newsom, and Tommy's the only man I know who doesn't look as good as his passport photo. You know, let's be honest, Doc moonlights, right? He's got the thing with the Phoenix Pop. Tommy's got a night job downtown. Oh. He's an extra in police lineups. The news bulletin just came in while you've been seated here. Yeah, it was on the Associated Press. They just found Yuri Andropov, who's been missing, as you know, for 5 months. They found him on the left lane of the Hollywood freeway. We have a great freeway system here in Southern California, right? But those of you from out of town, if you go down the Civic Center in Los Angeles, there are 5, different freeways that intersect.
Right.
And if you miss your turnoff, you are in Ensenada, Mexico, before you can get back in. Anyway, we welcome you to Southern California, those of you from out of town. This is a bizarre state. Let's be honest. You get a lot of... all of the fads start in Southern California, and they have some of the weirdest ethnic groups I have ever encountered in my life. Met a guy today who's a gay American Indian. He scalps ballet tickets. And if you're hoping to run into celebrities, we have a world-famous celebrity, as I've said before, and I'll probably say again. World-famous inventor, Dr. Leopold Fechner. That's right. Makes his home right here in Burbank. His latest invention is kosher cat food. It's called Tender Yentels. Well, I can have a good time, too. What the hell? Yeah, we expected, I'll be very honest with you. I expected a kind of a subdued audience tonight because this is, as you know, is Friday the 13th. A lot of people won't even go out on Friday the 13th. A lot of people think it's very unlucky. I'm going to take my own poll. How many of you are superstitious? No. Guy with a bat on a stick up there. No way. How many of you don't believe Friday the 13th brings you bad luck? Okay. How many of you just want to get lucky tonight? I guess there is something to it on Friday the 13th. I read today about a black cat who got killed trying to walk under a break dancer. Yeah, that was an iffy one. I knew that. Did you ever carry around a rabbit's foot?
No.
Oh, as a kid?
No.
Oh, come on.
Did you?
What?
Did you?
Oh, I carry one around now.
Oh.
I lost custody of the rest of the rabbit. I suppose you all have followed during the past few months the saga of Christine Kraft, the TV anchor woman who was fired because apparently the station said she wasn't attractive enough, and she said it was sex discrimination. Well, apparently she won a big award, and they awarded her nearly $350,000. I think from Metro Media. Was that the right place?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That was a pretty good victory, I think, for Miss Kraft. Also, I think she's going to sue Ted Koppel, though, for having a cuter hairdo. Well, let's see. The new shows are starting. Don't need a blend. Go for it. NBC's got a new show. Detective shows are back in vogue, you know, after a few years. Well, they have a new one coming up called Limburger P.U. It's about a private investigator who can turn himself at will into 12 different, but to hell with it. See, it's Friday the 13th.
That's right.
That was the 13th joke in the monologue. And I'm very superstitious. I should have had 14 jokes, possibly 12. Anyway, we'll dig that joke up and tell you later in the show, because it's a good joke. And we want you to get all that you paid for tonight. We have an all-female show tonight, and some pretty... And some pretty talented ladies they are, too. First of all, one of the most versatile actresses. She is really something, and lovely to look at. Miss Susan Sarandon is here tonight. We have college student Brooke Shields. He's here. And Carol Wayne and the Mighty Carson Art Players are going to perform right here. Stay where you are.
Salutes to a station, but...
Salute to a station.
But before I do that, I also want to salute you.
Why's that?
Because tomorrow night at the Touchdown Club in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, you're
flying out tonight, as a matter of fact.
Flying out tonight, and you're receiving the Hubert H. Humphrey Humanitarian Award.
That is
very
true.
Nice. Congratulations. Very nice. Very prestigious award.
That's fine. Should be fun. They have a lot of sports celebrities there, and it's a nice evening.
I was with Rich Little the other night, who was apparently going to introduce you, and he was getting some inside facts that only 2 people in the world knew.
I hope you didn't...
3 people know.
Hope you didn't sell him the snapshots.
No.
Anyway,
all
what do you have?
Here it is, The Tonight Show. Get exciting now, friends. Ready for a big applause on this one. The Tonight Show would like to congratulate our affiliate in Chicago, Illinois. WMAQ-TV, on the occasion of their 35th anniversary.
35 years in Chicago. Certainly is. 35 years. I kid Tommy, but this Saturday and Sunday, Tommy Newsom will be at the National Association of Jazz Educators Convention in Columbus, Ohio. And he will be judging a National Collegiate Dixieland contest. Have you done this before, Tom?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Well, you're doing it again. How many collegiate Dixieland bands will there be at this convention?
I think they are down to 3 finalists.
3 finalists?
Yes, they have, they come from all over the country now. There's many.
There are a lot of fine young musicians, aren't there?
Yes, they are. They can play any style.
Excuse me?
They play any style.
Yeah. This happens to be Dixieland.
Yes.
Anyway, Tommy will be one of the judges out there. Okay, now. What he meant was that they're so versatile. They can play Dixieland, they can play jazz, they can play straight music, you know, progressive jazz, fusion jazz, rock and roll, all of those type of things. I leave anything out?
Yeah, weather continues moderate.
What? Weather continues mild?
Moderate.
Weather continues moderate.
Film at 11.
All right, let me talk about the eye back here. Now, we've gotten a lot of letters from people. We got a lot of phone calls from people who were deeply disturbed. They couldn't sleep at night. They were sitting there. They didn't see me. They were looking at this eye over our shoulder. The reason it's there is we thought, subtly, because of 1984, and if you remember the George Orwell book that he wrote back in, I think, 1948, called 1984, that's when he said, Big Brother, the intrusion of government, people will be peeking at you, looking through, and so forth. So we put the eye up there. A lot of people just sat there like this and just... So we have decided to get rid of the eye.
We're retiring the eye. See, mixed feelings, some people.
With one magic press of my foot, that eye is headed for that big Visine bottle up in the sky.
The Big Brother is still watching.
Takes care of that. It was disturbing. I was looked at the tape later, and I kept staring at this dumb thing. Anyway, we just did it to see what kind of reaction we get, and we found out.
A lot of reaction.
Didn't work. Sunday, of course, is the, not this Sunday.
A week from Sunday.
A week from Sunday is the Super Bowl.
Right.
Between, as you know, Washington Redskins, Los Angeles Raiders. Okay. Read in a sports column the other day, you know, usually the offensive or defensive linemen, few people know their names unless you're a real football fan. Those are the guys down in the trenches all the time that do a lot of work, and the quarterbacks and the running backs get a lot of credit. They found that if those fellows have a name, they give them nicknames. You remember in Los Angeles years ago, and the Rams had the fearsome foursome.
Right.
In Washington, I think the offensive line is called the Hogs.
The Hogs, yes.
Right? They call them the Hogs, and that gets them up because, you know, the people yell the Hogs, and those guys at least have some identity. Well, the Raiders' offensive line does not have a nickname.
That's a shame.
They have no nickname. We have some possibilities, and we can take a vote on this. Somebody put down Attila's Hunks.
I like that. No, I like that.
The Cabbage Patch Killers. The Macho Nachos. The Rodeo Drive Roughnecks. You see, that's nothing, right?
No.
It's the only one I can think of here is the Bad Astronauts. Nothing.
How about the Cabbage Patch? What was that, Cabbage
Patch Killers? But that'll be out of style, you see.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have no other suggestions. And obviously, we had none to begin with. We just found out. The audience has spoken.
As they always do.
You learn quickly, don't you? People will always tell you.
Immediate.
Right. We're going to... Susan Sarandon is here tonight. Brooke Shields, Carol Wayne. We're going to see our old friend, Art Fern.
Yes.
And a tea time movie for you tonight. And, see? Crowd's with us. They have spoken again. We'll do a commercial. This will settle you all down. And we'll be right back.
The chance to catch their breath.
Okay. I mentioned before, I thought Susan Sarandon was one of the best actresses working today. She is the versatility. She has played so many different roles. And remember the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Pretty Baby, Academy Award nomination for performance in Atlantic City. And she's always portrayed a wide variety of people. And her latest picture is called The Buddy System. Represents another departure. Would you welcome, please, Miss Susan Sarandon. How are you?
I'm okay. I have no justifiable reason for this, but I'm great.
You told me in makeup, we talked briefly, and you said you hadn't been on the show for a while, and you got nervous again. Why? We've known each other for a number of years, and you've done this show quite a few times.
Well, I guess it's all the other people that are here, then. It's not you. Don't take it personally. I don't know. I guess just talking like this, you know, you don't know who you're supposed to be. I'm not an expert on anything, so it just...
Well, just be you.
Just, yeah.
That's enough for me.
Okay, thanks.
More than enough for me. You superstitious? Friday the 13th. People say we aren't, but we do the dumbest thing. You know, people will knock on wood, and if you're walking down the street and you come to a crack in the sidewalk, if you can step on it or not, what will you do? Will you,
it depends if you want to break your mother's back.
You see? That's been drummed in since childhood. So you step over it, right?
Yeah.
Do you have anything at all that you're superstitious?
I'm superstitious about everything, but I figure, you know, Friday the 13th in 1984, it's kind of like a double negative. It probably means it's going to be okay.
Yeah, could be a wash, couldn't it?
Yeah, we could actually have some fun.
Yeah, I hope so. Most entertainers, especially in the theater, they say, are very superstitious. They do silly little things. I guess just in case, for protection or something.
Well, it's kind of magic being in the theater, so you like all that, you know.
So you got the system is called the Buddy...
Buddy system.
The Buddy system. Mm-hmm. When's that come out?
I think it comes out the 20th. In a lot of cities, they're kind of easing it in around the country.
Yeah. Somebody said this is a little bit different type of thing for you.
Well, it has no sex in it, no violence. It's a little bit, and a story, so it's a little bit different than most movies. And,
Yeah, do you think there's too much emphasis on that in pictures all the time?
Yeah, and it's also about the challenge of the heroics of ordinary life and being an ordinary person, and it's about how loving a friend can be all right and not a compromise. And also, I was very interested in playing a mother, so you know, all the aspects of motherhood and what that really means, and a woman becoming independent. It's about all those things, little things which may not mean much, especially to male reviewers, but I think that...
No, I think it's nice. I think pictures of interpersonal relationships have done very well.
Yeah, it's small. No one dies, you know, it's not... But I feel that it's important for people. The more that I'm involved in massive questions, it becomes clear that the answers really lie in everyday lives, in the way that we view ourselves and the respect we have for ourselves and for other people.
Simple thing.
Yeah.
You mentioned playing a mother. I'd forgotten. I know you played Brooke Shields' mother in Pretty Baby, but it was another picture.
King of the Gypsies
and
also.
King of the Gypsies
also.
also.
We go way back.
That's very strange.
But there are different kinds of mothers, you know, and all of these films, it's interesting because in Pretty Baby, I really passed her off as my sister. I was a very young mother. In this film, I'm also a young mother, but finally I take more responsibility, and people have been asking me, you know, not being fortunate enough to have children myself and feeling my physical clock running out, what it feels like to wonder if you're going to have children, you know, that question.
Does that bother you?
Yeah, it does bother me, but also, I don't know. I've started to really look at what it means to be a woman and what it means to be a mother in a kind of broader sense. Right. Besides borrowing my sister's kids, there's something about motherhood and being a woman that has to do with nurturing and taking responsibility for things outside of yourself and for the future. And I think that women... I've been working with a group called Madre in New York, which is has been working with women in Nicaragua, for instance, who, in trying to humanize what the problem is and trying to reach out and say that it's time to end this aggressive, violent nature that we have, that I hate to say is somewhat masculine. Yeah. And the concept of being heroic, and trying to reach out to other people and asking them to look in a longer view, to fight for the future, you know. And in this way, I feel a little bit like it's generated my femininity and my ideas about motherhood, to be able to talk to other mothers and see what they're doing and feel a part of that.
Somebody once said it's fairly easy to become a mother or a father. The difficulty is becoming a good parent.
Exactly.
There's a world of difference in the two.
And when you think of the world as a brotherhood of nations, then in a way, I mean, this sounds kind of 60s, but I'm afraid that we have to get back there. Well, yeah, I'm a creature of the 60s. Yeah. But I think that...
Did you go out and... Were you on the marches?
Oh, yeah, I was arrested and all of that, but I think now... you know, you have to get beyond just peace and love and be practical about it and try to find out how to have elect officials. Like, I wonder how many people here have registered to vote and how many of my friends haven't registered to vote who were from the 60s who were... Oh, have you registered to vote?
Of course.
Oh, good, okay. And have you registered?
Oh, yes.
And
You know? Because it's...
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
just checking. Okay, have you?
I think that's a good idea.
Do you know what I mean? To kind of make it more practical and to understand when you pick up the paper that when it says you're destabilizing a government, that it means that your tax money is going into, you know, starting wars and things that nobody's declared.
You feel strongly about these things, don't you?
Only in self-defense, yeah. The terrible thing about reading and finding out more about the situation and growing up, besides having to go to the dentist regularly, is to, you know, having to take responsibility and do something. It becomes harder to just kind of sit back, and unfortunately, it gets you involved. And I think that when you're in this business, you can't help but look around, you know.
How important is it for you to have somebody else in your life to share all this? Or do you?
I have a lot of friends. I don't have somebody that I live with or that,
Well,
you know,
I wasn't suggesting. I mean,
go
wasn't prying at all. Do you need somebody to live with?
I hear you're on the market lately.
On the market,
yeah.
whatever.
And that you have pretty good digs, actually.
I was being silly.
Well, yes,
I mean?
I'm kind of in the market, but actually I don't find it so difficult when I'm having a hard time. I find it more difficult when I'm having fun and you want someone to share it with. I mean, when do you... Oh, maybe we should...
No, sure. I think it's good to have somebody share the good times and the bad times.
Yeah. I'm kind of used to being...
Are you a loner? Private?
Yeah, but I just have come to the conclusion that being lonely and being afraid is just the way it is, and you just have to keep going on, and you just can't pay any attention to it. Do you know what I mean? It's like trying to find a parking space. You can't sit outside the house. You have to keep going around the block.
Good way to look at it. Not bad. Simplified version of life. Not bad. We have to take a break. Ready to come back. Stay where you are.
Thank you, Tommy, and the NBC Orchestra. Thank you. It is time once again, friends, for our visit with one of the mainstays of daytime television, the late afternoon movie host who brings you old pictures and sells anything and everything in sight. Welcome, please, that exciting guy, your host for today's Tea Time movie, your friend and his lovable Art Fern.
Film freaks, Art Fern here with today's feature film find. George Sanders, George C. Scott, George Hamilton, George Burns, Boy George, and Vibrato, the Wonder Eel, in Andy Hardy gets a Cabbage Patch Kid in trouble. But first, friends, has living in the crowded city got you down? Is your apartment so tiny the only way you can get in your door is by reaching in and deflating your parakeet? Homeowners, is your yard in the city so small that squirrels can only store microfilm of their nuts? Well, friends, then maybe it's time you moved out of the city and bought land in the most exciting new land development in southern Florida. Yes, friends, I'm talking about Yellow Fever Estates. Yes, friends, we're offering fabulous 1/16 of an acre parcels of the most beautiful land an eagle ever pooped on. Friends, I'm a man of the world. I wouldn't expect you to buy a pig in a poke. I wouldn't respect you if you did. So we provide an aerial photograph of your property right here. I know. You say this real estate photos do not provide enough topographical detail. Well, then run a hang glider and a Polaroid and do it yourself. Speaking of Polaroids, here's the queen of the 60-second cinema herself. And, of course, I'm talking about... Yes, holy! Yes, friends, it's our matinee lady who's an expert on Florida.
I know how Florida is shaped.
Yeah. If you don't, nobody does. Friends, within walking distance of your property is every imaginable recreational facility. Yes, I'm talking tennis, golf, and an L.A. Raiders cheerleader with poor eyesight and amnesia. At Yellow Fever Estates, you're so close to nature that Bigfoot has been sighted in the area. If you don't believe us, this is the men's room key they give out at the local Texaco station.
Wow.
Friends, Yellow Fever Estates is located on a man-made lake.
I didn't know lakes could be made by men.
Well, why not? You have friends. Yellow Fever Estates is a very educational area for your children. They'll learn a foreign language. They'll speak better than I will, first of all. But they'll learn a foreign language when they hear a Cuban fisherman swear in Spanish after a bull alligator bites off his bongos. But friends, when you own a home at Yellow Fever Estates, you won't need to purchase a lawn jockey. Because outside your front door is a Seminole Indian up to his nipples in quicksand, begging you to throw him a branch. Friend, your property is also located near churches, which will come in handy as you plead with God to take your life and get you out of this rat hole. But friends, you say you want a hot tub? We'll provide you with your very own jacuzzi, Emil Jacuzzi. A man who will make you and your wife squat in the backyard while he pours scalding minestrone on you.
Oh, I don't like it that hot.
On a clear day, you can see the Glendale, friends. Remember, friends, we are the only development in Southern Florida that provides you with both indoor and outdoor plumbing. Yes, here is the indoor plumbing. And here, friends, is the outdoor plumbing. Friends, at Yellow Fever Estates, we expect to have electricity before the end of this decade. But you needn't fret. So you'll be able to find your way around in the bedroom in the dark. We'll provide you with this. Something we call the headlights nightgown.
How do you turn the brights on?
I'll give you a driving lesson later. Friends, right. Yes, friends, write for our free brochure.
Please allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery.
You'll deliver after 4 to 6 margaritas, but friends, why not call our toll-free number? Our operators are standing by. For $50, they'll lie down, but that's another story. Or come to our sales office in person. How do you get there, you ask?
How do we get there, I'm wondering?
Somebody just asked. Friends, you take the Golden State Freeway to the Ventura Freeway to the San Diego Freeway until you come to the Slauson Cutoff. Get out of your car, cut off your Slauson, get back in your car. That's right, friends. Then you drive 362 miles north to the San Quentin prison shower room, elbow your way through 56 nude soapy convicts, remove the loose tiles in the corner, climb into the crawl space below. That's our main sales office. Now back to our movie. Orson Welles, Orson Bean, James Dean, Butterfly McQueen, and Shampoo the Wonder Crab. In Dirty Harry gets his magnum measured. Oh, we're back already, friends. We'll get right back to our feature. The Marx Brothers, the Rich Brothers, the Righteous Brothers, Dr. Joyce Brothers, and Quickie, the Wonder Mink. In the Three Stooges get neutered by a power more. But first, friends, let's talk furniture. Is your furniture old and shabby? Is your carpeting starting to smell like a non-union slaughterhouse in Pakistan? Are you using as a kitchen table the flat head of your youngest child? Well, then maybe it's time you came down to Southern California's leading discount furniture warehouse. Sit on this. Or as our friends south of the border call it, Casa de Cardboard. That's right. All of our furniture is 60% off. How can we do this? Because we cut out the middleman and steal directly from the convents while the nuns are at Mass. That's how. Let's sit on this. We have occasional chairs, occasional tables, and occasionally a representative from the Better Business Bureau who's trying to shut us down. All the stuffing on our sofas is fire retarded because manure does not burn. Friends, we have all sizes of beds, doubles, kings, twins, queens. In fact, our salesmen are twin queens, Neville and Werner. But that's another story.
My living room is practically empty.
There's not much left in the loft either. Friends, when you buy a sofa from us, you'll have hundreds of fabrics to choose from.
Would anyone like to see a swatch?
Remember, guys, all of our love seats are guaranteed. If you fail to score, bring it back and we'll give you the phone number of a woman who'll make your hair stand up like Art Garfunkel. Friends, we'll sell you this complete bedroom set, complete with bed, dresser, end tables, and lamps, all for $149.95. How do we do it? Because you get everything you see here, actual size.
Wow, what a little cutie.
We hope you have a very small wife, yes? Friends, you say you can't afford new furniture right now? We'll reupholster your old furniture to look just like new.
Everything I have is reupholstered.
We did a great job on the cushions. Friends, show them our latest end table. Friends, I'm talking end table. We also carry... No pride at all. Friends, we also carry a full line of clocks, desk clocks, wall clocks, and this lovely antique grandfather clock. When you wish to know the time, simply open this panel.
It's 6:15.
I told him it's either that or the home. Friends, if you're worried about credit, we carry our own papers. We have to because there's no holders in the bathroom. Friends, what about bar stools?
Oh, no thanks. I'd rather stand.
It's new for you. Look, friends, sit on this. All of our furniture is American-made. Foreigners from Taiwan make the furniture, but Americans like me make the money. If you have any complaints, and I have one now, come visit our complaint department. Our convenient hours are 3:58 a.m. to 3:59 a.m., of course, unless we're on a lunch or coffee break. So, friends, here at Sit On This, don't worry about your credit. Got no job? We don't care. Got a bad credit rating? We don't care. Got a prison record? We don't care. Don't expect to pay us? That's when we care. Friends, to get to our warehouse, take the Hollywood Freeway, to the Harbor Freeway, to the Long Beach Freeway. Drive until you come to the fork in the road. That's right. Then, friends, you go 8 more miles till you see the giant rattan cabinet maker trying to break one of the 10 commandments on an ottoman. That's us. Now back to our movie. Gary Cooper, Gary Coleman, Ronald Reagan, Ronald McDonald, and Wang, the amazing Chinese bull, in King Kong makes the Eiffel Tower rusty. So long for now. Friends.
That's fun.
Yeah?
Long day's journey. My next guest, you all know, she's a lovely young lady. And this Sunday, January the 15th, from 9 to 11, she'll appear on Bob Hope's USO Christmas in Beirut on NBC. And she has a new movie called Sahara, due out March the 2nd. Would you welcome Miss Brooke Shields? You've been drafted.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. You look good in that.
Well, thank you very much.
Obviously, the fellows gave that to you during the holidays.
Yes, they did. They were all so very, very generous. Actually, this is from the executive officer. Hal Perry is his name,
Yeah.
the XO. Mm-hmm.
You had kind of a remarkable holiday, didn't you?
I sure did. We, actually, when we decided to go to Beirut with Mr. Hope, it was sort of a last-minute decision. I mean...
That's what I understand.
he asked me to go, and I thought about it for a little while, and then I thought, oh, I'd be crazy not to accept this. And it was actually the best Christmas I've ever had, and I'm sure it's the best Christmas I'll ever have.
Yeah. Did anyone tell you before, maybe it's not wise to go? One never knows what happens over in that area of the world?
Actually, no. No one tried to discourage us at all. I really wanted to go, and my mother and I talked about it, and I wasn't scared at all. I was just...
You weren't frightened at all?
No, I think I was just too happy and I felt so proud and so lucky to be able to share my Christmas with them. And, you know, many times they said to us, the boys would come up and say, oh, this is so nice of you to give up your Christmas and give up your holiday. And, I mean, they gave me the best present I think I could have ever had.
You felt just the opposite.
Definitely.
Somebody said you did hear a little gunfire. I mean...
Well, we saw some open fire, but it sort of was like a film or a movie. It was too unreal. I mean, we didn't register.
Have you ever been close to anything like that before?
No.
Most people, the first time that they see something or in war, it is, you say, Mike, this is just the way I've seen it in the movies.
Exactly.
It's hard to separate the reality.
Mm-hmm. And we stayed on the USS Guam.
Right.
As we were based on the USS Guam, and then each day we would go to various different ships, right. USS Independence and the Kennedy and
How many different shows did you do altogether?
We did 9, about 7 full shows and 2 impromptu shows. Some of the ships are smaller.
Right.
So we couldn't get all our equipment on it, so we would go. And we had just such a great group of people.
Did you find that the fellows over there, morale was fairly decent?
You know, we were very surprised. They were all the morale was very good. I mean, they were all very happy. And I think what was really wonderful was that they felt so thankful for all the support and the help they've been getting back from the people here. And I told them that I would, on behalf of them, say thank you to everybody, because they've sent them cookies and presents and letters. And
That's nice. They've got kind of a thankless task over there.
Yes.
And it's tough. There's war and not war, you know.
Well,
peacekeeping mission is strange.
They're sort of in the middle, but they're proud to represent our country, and they're proud to be our boys.
Well, I'm glad you made the trip. I'm glad you had a good time. We'll take a little break. All right, we'll do this, and we'll be back. Thank you, Tom. Anyway, I want to mention before Carol comes out that on the show you'll see with Bob and Brooke are, I think, Kathy Lee Crosby, Vic Damone, Ann Jillian, George Kirby.
George Kirby.
Part of that trio.
Vic Damone.
Yeah.
And Jillian, who's just so lovely. And Julie Hayek, who's Miss USA. She drove the guys all wild.
We'll look forward to it. Well, it's not easy to follow any one of you. I'm going to bring out Carol, who was our tea time matinee lady. She was, as we said, in Playboy magazine this past month. And she's also seen in a movie called Surf 2, which is opening in Los Angeles. What's wrong? What's the name of the picture, folks? Would you welcome Carol Wayne? Well, it's been quite a while since we have done that, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You can count backwards, too. That's great.
Yeah. That's what I was doing today, counting back to see the last time we did it.
When was it?
Well, it was several years ago.
That's right, then, I guess.
Yeah.
I was in Playboy. I am on Playboy. I'm in the stands now.
That you are in the stands, aren't you? Yeah. Why did you decide to do that? I suppose they called you and asked you.
Asked me.
Asked you, yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to see it, too. I hope you don't mind that I named it 101 Nights with Johnny.
That's what the article was called, yeah, because you had been on the show, I guess, 100 and...
Well, 94 of them was on the show, for sure.
Nice to see you haven't changed at all.
No.
Yeah. So, what else is new in your life besides that? Surf 2? I don't know why they giggled when I mentioned it.
Because there wasn't a Surf 1. And this is the end of a trilogy.
I see. There wasn't a Surf 1?
There wasn't a Surf 1, and this is the end of a trilogy. Get it? I thought you were taller.
Pretty cute, yeah. I got it.
Yeah,
That's kind of clever.
Yeah.
What do you play in Surf 2?
A mother.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's nice.
I'm Annette Funicello, all grown up.
Good. Yes, you are.
I can't swim,
This is
though.
the first time we've had... I feel like I'm in a reunion.
Really? Bozo meets the bimbos.
Yeah. No.
We all kind of look like the girl next door, don't we?
Not really, no.
Except I probably live next to a gambling casino in Las Vegas.
Not in my neighborhood. So what else is new and exciting? I understand that you...
Well, come on. How about Playboy? Give me a
Well, that's
break.
exciting, yes.
I mean, really.
Has it led to other things?
I've got a 6-page spread.
Yes, you do. You certainly do.
Interior shots and everything.
I know. That actually shows the home and everything.
Yeah.
Somebody...
The photographer who takes those pictures?
Yes.
You know, he usually just has one assistant to help him, like, move the lights and stuff like that.
Right, sure.
This guy must have really been good. He had 83 other guys.
83 assistants.
Yeah.
Some people are slower than others. Somebody told me you just bought a dog. Clever, huh? Is that true?
Yes, about, well, it has been that long then. 3 years ago. He was a puppy then when I bought him.
Yeah?
10 weeks old. I was
kind
up
of a-
Thursday, and I went out to buy plastic plants. I was really going to cut down on my life, you know, wipe off things to work. I bought a bulldog puppy instead.
Really?
Something that needed diapers almost. Yeah. They're built like little bowling balls.
But very gentle.
Oh, they're very nice indeed. Only old ladies, though, know that they're very nice. They go, I know he looks mean, but I bet he's just as nice as he looks bad. And that's the truth. Men are terribly scared of this dog. They go, does he bite? I go, not me. Go figure. You know, he's a logo for a Mack truck. You know this dog?
Yes, sure.
Okay, he has a problem wiping off his mouth because he has no nose. You know?
How does he smell? Not bad. He's just a kid. Remember that
no,
joke?
he smells bad. No, this is a real dog.
Yeah.
I've unfortunately taught him a terrible habit that I didn't mean to do. I meant to do just the opposite, and then it turned out just the wrong way.
Uh-huh.
He was scared of shopping carts.
Well,
And it was a Halloween and a full moon, and we ran across 3 shopping carts. So you know how like horses are with the eyes on the side of their head, this table and that car and the house all look the same size?
Sure.
Well, I thought it would be just the same. So I taught him to make friends with the shopping cart. Now he more than loves them. I would never have to say rape for help, just shopping cart. He'll attack.
We just have time to thank all of you ladies for being here tonight. I'm humbled by that applause.